Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alistair and this is Plant-Based Logic. I've wanted to do this video for a while now because I think it's really important. For those of you who don't know who Jon Venus is, he's a fitness and lifestyle YouTuber. He got YouTube famous as one of the main faces of the vegan fitness movement. In fact, he was actually one of the first YouTube channels I actually subscribed to. Okay, yes, I'm still new to the YouTubes, okay? Of late, Jon has been caught up in a ton of controversies as he's slipped sort of in and out of being vegan, going as far as posting a video of a hunting trip he went on. Jon, you've got a heavily vegan audience and you're posting a video about hunting? What the? His flip-flopping has been noticeable. Now I'm vegan, no I'm not vegan. Now I'm vegan, no I'm not vegan. Okay, before we start, I think Jon is a lot smarter than people give him credit for. He knows YouTube, he knows what gets clicks, and how to work that algorithm. In saying that, today's video I want to give Jon the full benefit of the doubt and talk about the power of suggestion using Jon as an example. There is a Central Australian indigenous tribe that used a method called bone pointing. I'll link you to some articles in the description below. It's an amazing example of how brains can be manipulated and even in some cases, bring about our death. But here's the abridged version of bone pointing. The Kurdaitcha man, a type of shaman or magic man, would point the bone and put a curse on someone in the tribe. This person would believe the curse so intensely that death would often occur. In Australia, the practice is still common enough that hospitals and nursing staff are trained to manage illness caused by bad spirits and bone pointing. The phenomenon is recognized as psychosomatic in that the death is caused by an intense emotional response. Fear. Guys, the power of fear and doubt cannot be understated. Anyone can worry themselves into bad illness or bad mental health. In fact, I remember worrying myself into a bit of sickness to try and get out of school a few times. I'm using Jon Venus as an example today, only to put a face on the phenomenon that appears to be at the root of a lot of ex-vegans today. It's the power of suggestion by the new bone-pointing magic men and women, or as I call them, the merchants of doubt. If you're a vegan YouTuber or have a pro-vegan page on Instagram or Facebook, you'll often see them come in and start pointing the bone. They will leave comments about your appearance, or that you're doing something unhealthy, or that veganism is unhealthy. They will make videos showing that you are deteriorating, and these merchants of doubt will try to instill fear into you. When you have consumed animal products for a large part of your life, I mean for me it was 23 years, and then stop, there can be that feeling that something is missing. Like a smoker who has stopped smoking after 20 years. For a lot of us vegans, this is just water off a duck's back. It doesn't affect us. But for others that might be easily suggestible, this seed of doubt grows and can manifest into all sorts of issues. Another vegan fitness YouTuber, Brian Turner, had a great video explaining how some people can be easily swayed.
The way I want to explain this is, say there's a river, right? And I like to think of myself as like a stone, a rock in the river, right? And it takes a lot to move a stone in a river, right? There's constantly water pushing over the rock, telling it what to do, but the rock doesn't often move. Sometimes, the rock will finally get kinked up a little bit, pick up the current, and it'll move a couple feet down the river. So that's basically me. I have my strong opinions and stances on things. Sometimes I will hear other people's opinions. I always hear them, but sometimes it'll actually resonate, and I'll say, you know what, that's a new way of thinking that's helping me develop a new stance, and it helps develop a stronger sense of where I stand on things. I would say that, other people, especially in the social media world, it is really hard because there's so many opinions, there's so much criticism, and it can be easy to want to please everybody, so it can be easy to hear other people say things that are really mean to you and say that you're doing things wrong, and then you change the way that you're doing things. And I would say a lot of people feel probably more like a leaf. They fall on the river, and the river's constantly ebbing and flowing, rushing around, and they are constantly moving back and forth, If you look at a year back, 5 years back, they're constantly gigantically different people and they have massively different opinions of things. So that's just how I think of myself. It takes a lot for me to change my opinion. When it comes to people who go ex-vegan, I think that it costs a lot of energy to get constantly perturbed, to be constantly, swayed massively emotionally, to be depressed, be angry, be all these different things. I think it's counterproductive for a person to be constantly swayed.
I can only imagine the amount of bone-pointing negative comments that Jon Venus got from day to day. What seemed to be the catalyst though is when Jon had a child. The comments and doubts started to take effect. Now we know that a child can be healthy on a vegan diet. This is no secret. In fact, I know a family that is a third generation vegan, and I have many friends who have been vegan since birth and know many more. Yet there is no instruction manual when you have a child. I can only imagine just the fear of looking into this little child and saying, I need to take care of you. And I really think these merchants of doubt really started to creep in and take a hold old when Jon's baby was born. These people found a weakness and they honed in on Jon as a father. This isn't a video about defending or attacking Jon Venus, but more talking about how some people can worry themselves into an emotional mess, and one that can impact on their ethics. I think it is so important to understand this and see how the influence of family and friends and partners or charismatic YouTubers or even celebrities can cause the effect like the Kurdaitcha man. What is the solution to this doubt? Unfortunately, the solution is not that clear. If someone believes so hard in something, it's almost impossible to change their minds. Going back to the bone pointing, there was a story in 1953. A dying indigenous man named Kurdaitcha was flown from Arnhem Land in Australian Northern Territory to a hospital in Darwin. Tests revealed that he had not been poisoned, injured, nor was he suffering from any sort of injury. Yet the man was most definitely dying. After 4 days of agony spent in the hospital, Kurdaitcha died on the 5th. It was said he died from bone pointing. The only way to combat doubt is with the willingness of self-reflection. Now, Jon appears to be doing that. He has, and again, I'm giving him the benefit here, acknowledged that he was scared and filled with doubt since becoming a father. I don't know if he'll change again, I'm not too sure, but I have had many ex-vegans reach out to me and they've expressed to me how much regret they have and they can't believe they were duped into believing the fear and propaganda and turning their back on their ethics. If you are feeling this way, if you ever feel this way, please talk to someone about your doubts. Talk to other vegans, reach out to other people. Explain that you're nervous about something you've seen or read. Do not let this manifest and grow. See a doctor, get your bloods tested. Ease your mind of the worry. Another way is to get your thoughts out of your head and get them onto paper. Don't let these thoughts fester in your mind. Writing it down and talking about it will help, I promise you that. Try not to be a victim. Once you start giving your power away, you become powerless and open to the influence of doubt. And doubt is a hell of a drug. There is a hell of a lot of people out there right now seeding doubt. And there is also a lot of meat industry money funding these people. Tobacco industry did it successfully for years. Jon Venus' story is so important because it does outline how some people can give up on their ethics and start eating innocent animals again. If we acknowledge this now and sort of see the patterns now, we can combat that later. But that's my opinion, that's what I think, and I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. My name's Alistair, this is Plant-Based Logic, and until next time, bye for now.